Hello and welcome to that man. That is me merchandise, and today we're going to look at another tip on how to better collect your anime figures. And today we are looking at great places to buy figures from. Now, I've been collecting for about 15 years, and as you can probably see from this and my other videos, I've got a little bit of a collection going on. And I just want to pass on my tips and tricks that I've had over the years and give them to you to ensure that, well, I wouldn't say you're doing it right, but just to make sure that you're getting the best deals, as it were. So let's have a look. Let's go to the computer and we'll have a look at some of the various places I go to buy figures from. So first up we have Amiami, or Amy. I call it Amiami. This is pretty much the first place I go to when it comes to buying figures or merchandise in general. They're really nice, they're speedy, they're on time, they tend to be the cheapest, and they also cover probably the most out of all of the stuff. So as you can see, the descriptions, they're pretty nice. You get a nice whole assortment of different photos of the character. They're affordable. Well, I say affordable, it depends on who you are, but they're not overly expensive. The only thing I tend to find with them is that you need to make sure you want it. They can be quite funny if you do buy a lot of stuff and then cancel them. So if you're going to be buying them, make sure you definitely want them, and they'll let you go with one or two over a year. So just be sure that you definitely want stuff before you buy them. But in my opinion, this is the best place for it. What I like to do is keep stuff and put it in my cart, order it, and then combine the shipping. What you can do with them is combine the whole things. Usually they'll end up on AMS, which basically means you'll get it faster, but it'll be a direct route to customs, so you will have to pay the customs on them. But at the end of the day, if you're paying 111 quid, you're going to be expecting to pay customs on them anyway. But if there's about 3 or 4 different things you want over a month, I would always suggest combining shipping, because at the end of the day, if you get hit on customs on them separate, it's going to be a lot more. For example, for customs, at least in the UK, you get a Royal Mail handling fee of 8 quid. So if you get hit on 2 separate figures, that's at least 16 quid, plus whatever the customs is. If it's an Android, it's probably going to be about paying 12, 13, 15 quid on an Android extra. So it's worth combining stuff, and then you pay the extra 20 quid or whatever. At least that's my little tip for Amiami anyway. Most other sites probably will do the same, but these are the ones I am most experienced with using, so I just wanted to mention them first. The next ones to look at is, well, Hobbylink Japan. These are the years ago when I used to buy stuff. I used to buy stuff on Hobbylink Japan and Amiami, and they're pretty nice. I mean, they're a little bit more expensive. I mean, for example, this Nadeshiko is about £10 more expensive. However, if you're just starting out, I personally prefer these a little bit over. What it is that these actually do what's called a private warehouse, and that means you can cancel, or you can set up for as soon as it comes in, it automatically takes the payment. So if you're just starting out and you kind of buy a lot of stuff, put them on Hobbylink Japan, and then if you decide you don't want them, if you quickly get out of the thing, go for these. For me, these are the first guys I will look at if they don't have it in Amiami. I will look to see if they've got them on here. They are really good for model kits as well. For example, we've got quite a lot of model kits that don't appear on Amiami, and in general they seem to be really nice for when it comes to other kind of series. Amiami will sell out of them, especially like for trading stuff like keyrings and acrylic stuff. Amiami will sell out of them quite quickly. Hobbylink Japan tend to get a few in, and I think that's because like I said, people cancel them and stuff like that. So yeah, I would definitely recommend Hobbylink Japan as an alternative. Like I said, they are a little bit more expensive, but you kind of can get to see them a little bit more. And like I said, if you want to be into the whole model kit and Gunpla stuff, these are the guys you want to be looking at. And this is NipponYasan.com. I really like these guys, especially when it comes to the One Piece Portrait of Pirates. As we all know, the One Piece Portrait of Pirates are kind of now getting more and more limited, but these guys are really good in getting them. So as you can see, they do show them really nice. They also show whether or not, I can't see it on this one, but it is on some. There's sometimes pay later for this product. So most of the stuff you pay for up front. However, they do have them every now and again. I'm just struggling to find one that actually does have the pay later kind of option. In fact, it looks like a lot of the stuff is not going to be on pay later. And the reason is a lot of people just, like I said, they buy them, but then they kind of just put them away. And they've got a nice shipping calculator as well, which is always really useful. One of the things that you kind of find when it comes to buying stuff is that it's very hard to guess the shipping. Stuff like Nendroids, you can kind of get an idea because they're going to be more or less the same size. However, when you get stuff like the larger ones, for example, the One Piece ones, let's have a look. Who have we got who would be affected by this one? So, so this one's actually got pay later for the this particular product, so you can pay for it when she releases in September. So what it is with the One Piece ones is that they're all different sized, so you're not exactly going to get the same price for shipping as each other. However, for this one, I really do recommend them. They have been brilliant for me in the past for the One Piece figures, and you can get a lot of the prize figures as well. Amiami does do them. However, I tend to find that always don't ship them to anywhere in the EU, which is obviously where I'm from. So it's nice for these. I mean, most of these, if you go to a normal store, for example, these ones, I believe they're, I can't remember if they're $25.99 or the $30.99 for each of them. These are 2,000 yen. So if you're buying a few things, you can probably get these for pretty darn cheap compared to other ones. One of the sites that people always recommend not to use is stuff like Amazon. That is a half-truth. Amazon.co.uk, Amazon.com, you're going to be looking at some potential bootlegs. However, if you go onto Amazon.co.jp, the Japanese one, their stuff is legit. And they're all pretty nicely priced as well. So if you've got Amazon Prime, you can get a lot of these. And if you look as well, for example here, you can get some of these for pretty much next to nothing. These are like prize figures. So if you are looking for the prize figures, I would recommend checking these out. They're always worth having a look. Yeah, the shipping can be quite expensive, but if you've got them under Amazon Prime, you're going to be pretty good in terms of things. I mean, there is some unofficial stuff like this Robin here. It looks unofficial. And like I said, you've got some where they're kind of priced. And what I would do is, obviously, if they've got low kind of feedback, I would just kind of leave them, in my opinion. But like the stuff that's on Prime, you should be pretty fine with them. Anything else, take at your own risk. I mean, Amazon even in the UK and they're kind of okay, but personally, I would just avoid them in eBay just in case. And this flag diamond ship, that doesn't look right. I think this is a custom one that someone's repainted, and yeah, they've repainted it, then they've kind of sold it off. Not for me. Not for me. Now, this is another one, Mandrake. This is a massive chain of stores in Japan. These work a little bit different. So what you'll find a lot of prize figures, you'll find a lot of other figures that you don't normally see. And what it is that these are kind of, they buy and sell figures. So they're kind of like a pre-owned store. Most of the stuff you are going to get is going to be brand new, but I just wanted to mention pre-owned because you will find stuff that is quite difficult to find, so you will be expecting some to be pre-owned. So what you need to look at is stuff like this. Opened, package damaged, but it's 200 yen. Small packet available. Brilliant. It's a cheap one. So it will go on, so expect minor stains, damage, blah blah blah. Aging, well, this is brand new. This is just being released. So basically, the reason it's damaged is because this is an Ichiban Kuji. So what's happened is they've opened it, had a look to see who's in. Oh, it's Robin, and they've kind of just went, I don't want Robin. I'll take it to Mandrake and sell. So all well and good. The issue with Mandrake is that their shipping can be quite expensive from time to time. If you spend so much, if you spend, for example, this is the Sapporo store. If you spend, I think it's about 5,000 yen or 4,000 or 5,000 yen in the Sapporo store, you will get the shipping for free. So it's one of those ones where it's kind of a slippery slope where you can kind of have a look and see, oh, who else has got stuff in Sapporo that I would buy. And yeah, like you said, it's very difficult. Nakano and tends to be the popular one, but like you said, Nakano, Sapporo. So yeah, there's another one here, a styling figure, which I personally don't have. So ooh, I could buy that. And the problem is that these are store figures. So what happens is you put them into your cart, and then you go through the whole process, and then you request to purchase it. Basically, it's kind of overnight. They will then go over and then they will calculate shipping and stuff like that. The issue I've got is that most of the time, or a lot of the time, you will find that these will be purchased in the meantime. So you will put a bunch of stuff in your cart. You've got 18 stuff as well, so if you want some doujinshi, then yeah. The issue is that you can find that the next year they will be sold out. And yeah, it's a bit annoying when you kind of make the whole thing about 4,000 yen to get the free shipping, and then they come back and say, oh, well, half of the stuff's gone, including the thing that you originally went off to buy. So it's one of those ones you've got to be pretty careful with, at least in my opinion. But yeah, it's one of those things you just got to try out. I like this one because, like I said, you get stuff that you don't normally see. I've never seen this keyring before. I'm collecting Nico Round keyrings. Yeah, I'm going to try and buy it. Well, see that it's actually sold out, but it's one that's worth knowing about for in the future. You can actually set it so Hajj sold out. So yeah, we can see all of the stuff that they've actually got in stock rather than the ones that, yeah, which like I said, it goes down from a massive amount to next to nothing, which is a huge shame. But yeah, like I said, oh, I can buy some One Piece Nico Robin glasses, because why not? Why not? Finally, I want to talk about local shops. Local shops can be absolutely brilliant, and this is one of my favourites, Kurikuta. They're from Scotland, so they're not like a huge distance for me. And what it is every now and again, if there's only one Nendroid I need, for example, I'll just go on and I'll just buy one from here, because while you've got to factor in stuff like, obviously, import fees and stuff like that, what we'll find is that most of these for $45.99 are going to be the same price as if you were going to be purchasing them from Japan, from Amiami, and getting hit by customs. In fact, a lot of these can be more expensive. So I love to use Kurikuta, and they're lovely people. I would really recommend them, especially if you're in the UK and you kind of want to buy some of the kind of more lesser known. For example, Lottie is a little bit rare of an Android at the moment, and they do have sales and stuff like that. So, but like I said, they'll have stuff for pre-order. For example, this is where I'm getting my Rinshiman Android for. And yeah, it's just because it's cheaper just to import, get them to get it, so I don't have to worry about customs and stuff like that. It's definitely worth recommending looking on these. Obviously, like I said, it's a local shop. You're supporting a local business, and you can go to a convention, and these guys, at least in the UK, these guys will often be there. And yeah, I would always recommend trying to find, if you've got a local shop that does stuff like Nendroids, see if they price it up. In the end of the day, I don't mind paying a little bit extra to buy them locally, because it saves me having to go to the post office. It saves me having to pay customs. And yeah, I mean, for example, these guys, they do food and drink. You go to a convention, they'll, ramen, stuff like that, haichu. We've got plushies, we've got blind boxes. So yeah, they always have been really supportive. They've always been really nice in terms of getting stuff out. And yeah, I would really recommend that you support your local anime store. It's another place where people don't really look at for stuff. They don't look at to see what's in the area. A lot of stores, especially geeky stores and stuff like that, are now kind of having like figures and stuff like that. So if for price figures as well, you can kind of get them sometimes a little bit cheaper than you can just importing them. Definitely something that's worth considering before you rush out and start buying stuff. Thank you for staying till the end, and that was where I tend to go for when I collect figures, when I buy figures and stuff like that. Personally, for me, Amiami tends to be the one I go for the most, or the local one. Like I said, the one Nippon Yasan for Portrait of Pirates, which I get once every year maybe. But yeah, I definitely recommend checking them out. What I will do is I will leave links to all of them sites in the comments, and if I find any more I will put them down there as well, because I'm sure I've missed some out. So what I want you guys to do, if you guys know of any other great websites or anything like that, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time. And if you did enjoy this, please leave a like, please subscribe. We've got plenty of other tips and tricks and stuff around here, along with a figure or something like that, so that we'll be looking at as well. Thank you for coming, and thanks again for staying. Goodbye.